How's it going, bro?
Wrap it up, man.
You can't give me like 10 minutes?
Came here, my boss just seen it. We had barricades up. I know they took off. That's a sweet ass scooter, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we have for you one of the coolest things that I believe has been sent to me on this channel, and that is the brand new electric chopper. Never knew I'd move to the Harley life. Oh shit. I was worried about bottoming out, dude. Think I should run him over. Hey, buddy. Hello. Yeah, I'm okay, sorry. No, I'm reading something, sorry. I probably look so defeated. I just have to sit weird because of my back, so people think I'm, I don't know, whatever. That was so nice for her to check, though. It's like the Harley version of a Grom, and it's electric. We gotta add this bike to the Mini Moto squad. But this bike, I think, is worthy of the Mini Moto sticker because it is just that cool. There's some air bubbles, but you know, it is what it is. It is officially a part of the Mini Moto gang. But guys, enough talking. I want to get on this thing. Let me just find the key so I can actually, you know, make a video on it. All right. Well, that's pretty f***ing cool. I actually have no idea what unlocking it or locking it does. Oh, the alarm goes off. Okay. That's pretty cool. What does this thing do? I don't know what that did. Looks like a little lightning bolt. I have no idea. It is so quiet, bro. You cannot even tell that this bike is moving. You guys might hear more wind than you do the actual bike. You get a lot of looks on this thing. I get more looks on this bike than I do any other bike that I've owned, including the Grom. So right off the bat, we got 3 speed modes. We got 1, 2, and 3. So right now we're in mode 1. Torque is okay. It's kind of slow getting to the speed, but we are at 25 miles an hour, 26. And full throttle, it seems like we are maxed out at 26 miles per hour. It's not bad, but you know, my grandma would probably want to be in mode 1. All right, mode 2. The torque is a little bit better. You know, it's still not fantastic, but you know, it's kind of like a Grom. It's the best way to explain it. We're slightly downhill right now, so we might gain another mile per hour or two, 35. That's pretty good. We got a little speed gun up here. Let me jack it up to mode 3. Okay, even though this says 36, that one says 32, so it looks like the miles per hour can be off just by a little bit. We're at 40, 41, 42, 43. You get a lot of stairs on this bike, bro. That is one thing that's crazy. Just not having any sound on something that looks like a Harley is just the complete opposite of all Harley stereotypes. The downside of 38 mile per hour speed is that riding this thing on the road can be a little sketch. Y'all can see right now I'm riding through the neighborhood just because I feel far more comfortable riding this thing in the neighborhood than I do on the street. And it's because this thing lacks the power that I think it really needs. So from a standstill, I'm going to full throttle this. You guys can tell I'm not like falling back or anything. This is getting up to speed is just slow. Most of the main roads in the city are roughly 40 to 45 miles per hour, and because the max speed of this is 38, I mean, you're gonna get a lot of upset people. And that's just being honest. This thing can move really well. When I'm on it, it feels super light. It feels just like the Grom, just like I said in a Harley version, where like you can really move this guy around. One of my favorite things to do is corner on this. It's got a very, I was scraping my foot just a little bit. I was going to tell you guys, you can actually lean on it quite a bit without hitting your foot. But I actually just did it right there, so. This bike is a street legal bike. You do need a motorcycle license. You can register the thing. Like I said, the major issue with that though is like, I don't know if you guys would want to ride this on the street. I guess I beat you here, huh? Oh, I guess you're going anyway. She's like waving. She must just think it's really cool, or like maybe she's apologizing for cutting me off back there. I don't know. I'm full throttle already. So right now it just feels like those cars are just taking off, dude. And I'm already holding up cars. Like, that is a major problem with this thing. Like, I do not feel safe taking this out on the road. But that doesn't mean you can't upgrade it, you know? The other major problem is how quiet it is. I'm a big believer in loud pipes save lives. If you're on a motorcycle, it definitely helps having something that's loud. The best way to describe this bike is that it is a toy. Because even on the Grom, I feel like I'm holding up traffic, and that maxes out at 60. This is just like maxing out at 40 with that same problem. You know, like, it's definitely not meant for the road. But it is fun to ride, bro. I love the color of this thing. This is one of the coolest colors that you can get on this bike. They offer like 15 or 20 colors. It's something ridiculous. There's so many options, and almost every single one of them look really, really cool. Another huge first impression is just how comfortable it is riding this bike. Part of it probably has to do with the ride style of just sitting up, but the seat is actually really comfortable. But this thing right out of the box, very, very comfortable. You know, the suspension also feels really, really smooth. I do get a little bit of bumps maybe in that rear suspension, but it is smoother than I expected. I thought it was going to be way more bumpy, but it is actually very, very smooth. Now, this bike is a 60 volt 20 amp hour battery. They advertise it between 37 and 43 miles depending on how you ride. And then when it comes to recharging the battery, you got to recharge it for 5 to 6 hours. I mean, that's a lot of time during the day. You get your one max range out of it, and then you gotta, you know, you can't really ride it till the next day. But how often on a bike that goes this slow are you going to be riding that far? I can't say it's good, I can't say it's great. Depends how you are going to ride this thing or where you ride it. So I'm 5'11", flat footing on this, very, very easy. And they recommend you being anywhere between 5'4" and 6'5" to ride this thing. Now, if you're 6'5", you're probably just sitting on the far back of the seat. Still relatively comfortable. Also, the max capacity on this bike is 440 pounds. I think for the Grom, it's like 300 pounds. The weight limit is actually really, really good. I also forgot to mention that it has a rear hub motor. On the front, you got the 30-70-12, and then on the rear, it's 215-40 12s. So the beauty of this bike is you could probably replace a lot of the parts with Grom parts. So the upgradability, is that a word? Upgradability for this bike is actually unbelievable. It not only has the left and right signals, but you even have the hazards, which I think is just a cool little feature. And then you have got the big headlight that looks like a beaut on this thing that works really, really well at night. I did ride this bike the other day at night just to see how well it is, and it's bright, dude. You get it to where you can actually ride it, you know, safely on the roads, and I mean, this thing is perfect, dude. So they store the battery right underneath your feet. The most annoying thing I have noticed about this is just how this cover goes on, because it doesn't go on flush. That drives me nuts. Your battery is right here. Your controller is up front right here. It looks like it'd be really easy to access with just one bolt. Charge the bike right here. If you want to put a bigger battery in here, like, who cares if it ends up sticking up, as long as you have something to secure it down. Another cool looking thing is the speedometer. I like that it's simple, but gives you a lot of information. It tells you how many volts. It tells you the charge of the battery. You know, you don't have to switch through a bunch of buttons or modes. It's really just like all right in front of you, and very clean. Also looks really good at night, so something worth mentioning. You got your horn. Not the most manly of sounding horns you can get. I want to unlock this bike and see what its full potential is really like. Okay, now it should be unlocked. I just didn't want to show you guys how to do it, just in case. We're at 34. I think this is what it topped out at last time. Okay, so maybe I didn't unlock it. I'm trying to figure out why I couldn't get it unlocked. And I have some disappointing news. The bike was unlocked. I don't know what that did. So it looks like the whole time I actually had the bike unlocked. I don't know if I accidentally did that earlier. I don't know what that did. But I'm going to put this bike back in the mode that it's supposed to come in. That's so disappointing, man. I thought I was going to get more out of it, and turns out I'm going to actually get less power out of it. And we are in the slow mode. We are in mode 1 at 14, potentially 15 miles an hour. If I thought you were a grandma before, that's going to make you look like the fastest person in the world. This is the speed that I would drive my my little motorized scooter in Walmart. All right, mode 2 speed, we're at full throttle. Looks like that is the max speed, 20 miles per hour. Mode 3, We're at 24. Looks like we top out at 29 miles per hour. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in the faster mode. Wait, how did that even turn on? Okay, now we should be unlocked. And we are, okay. This is also really fun to do. I bet if this bike had more power too, you could wheelie this thing. That'd be so fun, bro. So let's just go ahead and do my overall review of this bike. First of all, it's one of the coolest things that you can buy. I love the look of this thing. I love everything about it, but it does lack in speed and power, and that is a major, major downside for me. You can upgrade this thing. If you decide to put a bigger battery, you decide to put a better controller in there, imagine putting in a 72 volt 42 amp hour battery with a BAC 8000 controller, and tell me this thing wouldn't be one of the most fun things to ride. If you guys continue to watch the channel, that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to upgrade this thing, put some big boy batteries on it. You know, maybe we need a little bit beefier of a horn. Now the price of this bike is about $3,200 to $3,300. I will never forget the day I saw a Grom and I said, why would anyone spend that much money on a Grom? And that was like $3,200 at the time. And then I got on one and I thought, that's why. Because it's just so fun to ride, man. And that's exactly what I'm gonna say about this bike. You know, I wish it was like maybe 2,500 bucks, but you can't complain too much. Now, I will leave a link for this bike in the description if you guys want to check it out. You can even check out all the color options, all the other different cool little bikes that they have, because they have a ton of really cool ones. Man, this is like what this bike was made for. However, I don't think you're gonna get a lot of nice people when they see a bike like this. Yeah, like that. Yeah. This thing does not look like it should be on one of these paths, so you're probably going to get a lot of people complaining about them. However, technically it is legal to have this thing on a path, unless they say no motor vehicles. I also have a code. If you guys want to use my code, you get $800 off, which is actually insane. So check out the code, check out this bike, one of the coolest things that I've ever been sent on this channel. And I said this last video, but I'm really excited to bring you guys some really cool reviews. I love doing all the Sur Ron group rides and all that, but I also need to add some extra stuff to this channel, which is why we're going to be doing a lot of reviews this year as well. So if you guys can let me know down below if there's any really cool electric bikes you guys want to see reviewed, let me know down below and I will make a video about it. Anyways, guys, overall, it was a very fun bike, very fun ride. Has its pros, it has its cons. However, it is still a very, very fun toy to add to your collection. And like I say every video, if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.